Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sophie and I'm the founder of Agnes London. And today's video is a video that I've wanted to create for a little while now. I've had lots and lots of pins on my Pinterest board for ideas for things to make in this video. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you how to make clay hair clips just like these ones, but it's going to be less of a how-to and more of a do it alongside with me and learn with me and learn from my mistakes. I ended up doing it twice and I filmed all of it because I did it one day and then I decided that I'd enjoyed it and I'd learned from the first day that I knew what I wanted to do differently next time, so I ended up doing it again. I made a bunch of little hair clips like these braided ones, some wavy ones, it's cute, and moons and the half moons, and then the dots as well. These little dots here. What else did we do? Oh, I did a leopard print as well, which I feel like I can improve on, so I will probably do that again. But yeah, they make really nice gifts. I've already given them as gifts to some friends, and I am going to make more for myself probably because I have quite a lot of clay left. So I didn't buy any clay tools. The only thing that I did buy was a craft knife, but to be honest, you could use any like sharp knife or scalpel that you have. But yeah, I think I would do it again in the future. I'm just really going to play around with clay more and see what else I can make, and I'll probably get some proper tools for that as well. But let's get into the video and I will show you what I made.
You will need a craft knife or scalpel, something else to cut shapes with, either like a cutter or a stencil. I just used a bottle top. You'll need some clay. I used the brand Fimo, and a surface to cut on and that you don't mind getting greasy, some crocodile clips or hair slides, some greaseproof paper, and something to roll with. I didn't have a rolling pin that I don't use for food, so I just used an old bottle. First up, the braided style. Don't need much clay for this. I probably just used about a quarter of this block. So I'm softening it with my hands by kneading it and rolling it. And then I'm separating it into 3 equal pieces and just using the palm of my hands to roll them into equal length and equal width pieces. You don't want them too thick, but you also don't want them too thin. When you're satisfied with the length, just line them up together and simply just braid them one over the top of the other. Being careful not to put too much pressure with your fingers on as you go. I noticed as I started, I was kind of leaving marks with my fingernails. So you can smooth that out a little bit, but the clay can be quite delicate. And also don't pull it too much because it was kind of stretching and the pieces were getting a bit thinner for me as I was going along. So once I was happy with the braid, I did roll it over with the bottle, but actually in hindsight, I probably didn't need to do this. And then I just lined it up with the clip to measure how long to cut each piece. So I did this with the white as well. Next up is the marble effect. So I took a small amount of 3 different color clays. I just rolled them all out until I had 6 pieces of equal widths, and then I just rolled them all together and just kneaded them into a ball. The one thing I did find with using black quite early on was that the darker colours definitely stained my hands and my work surfaces. So this meant that everything I did after this point had a slight grey tinge to it. So I would say if you're wanting to use dark colours, use them last and use your lighter colours first, or you can clean your work surface in between. So then you can just cut it to any shape you want. So I was trying to do some like marble effect bars with this one. And then I used the same marble effect technique to create the moon phases and the dots as well. Just again mixing 2 or 3 colours together and using the bottle top I'd got to get the round shape. And then for the moon, I was using the edge of the bottle top to just cut chunks out of the moon to get the different moon phases. You can kind of smooth out the edges as you go along if they're not very smooth. Once you've baked your clay, you could use some fine sandpaper as well to just smooth over your edges. I ended up really liking the dot style shape, so I did this quite a lot. So for this one, I just did it with black and white as well, again using the bottle top. And then I also did some pink speckled dots. So quite simply, I just used the pink clay and added a tiny, tiny bit of black in to create some speckles, and just kneaded it all together and then rolled it out. And again, used the bottle lid to cut out the shapes. Like I said, you could use any different shape cutter for this. I just simply didn't want to invest in a lot of tools, so I just used what I'd got. But I think you can get like star shapes and flower shapes and stuff like that as well. So if it's something you want to play around with more, there's definitely more out there on the market. And then I tried some waves. So again, with the same kind of method that I started doing the plaits with, I was just rolling out strands until they were similar widths and lengths, and then lining them all up together. And with my hands, I was trying to create the wavy effect. Yeah, this possibly would have been easier if I'd had something to like bend the curve around, but I was just using my hands. And then finally I tried the leopard print. So I had high hopes for the leopard print. I started off with a white base, and then I basically just added black and like tan splodges to try and create the leopard print pattern. I definitely think that I could improve this for the future. I think as a first attempt it was all right, but I'll probably work on it some more in the future, maybe add in some more shades. And so yeah, just basically built the pattern up with some black first of all, layering it up with the tan on top, and then rolling over it with the rolling pin on the bottle to create a smooth surface. Again, you can see the white background is getting quite dirty where I've like been working with the black clay, and I've got like the black clay on my fingers as well. And then again, I was just cutting some bars. So once you're happy with your clay shapes and clay prints, the clay I was using just needed baking at 110 degrees for 30 minutes. I think it does vary on brands of clay, so just check the packet on the back of the clay that you're using to see what it says. And when the shapes came out the oven, I was just neatening the edges up very carefully with the craft knife and then super gluing them to the crocodile clips. Had I had my glue gun with me, I definitely would have used my glue gun. I think the glue gun would have been better to stick them together, as it kind of would have filled in the gaps a little bit more where they weren't quite a flat surface. So good to know for the future.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stuck with me, I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and leave me a comment below to let me know what you thought. If there's anything else you think I should try making out of clay, then please let me know. I'm feeling very inspired and just want to make more stuff. I think maybe in future I will try earrings, and also I saw some coasters as well on Instagram that I want to give a go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video like this, and I will see you next week with another video.